and welcome back to another episode of Makeup Diaries with Mariah. And I'm Mariah, and as you can see, I already did my makeup, but that is only because today we are doing something special. We are doing something different. So unless you live under a rock, you know that this upcoming Saturday is our queen, Rihanna's birthday. And so since it is Black History Month and all of our content is around celebrating Black women and Black joy, I decided to be joined by another member of our Textured Air family, Camille, so that we can discuss Rihanna and all the amazing Black history and Black excellence that she is, since we both love her so much. So here we go. Hey! So this is the first time I've had a guest on Makeup Diaries with Mariah, and I guess you're not really a guest, but it is the first time.
I'm not Mariah.
You're not Mariah, and usually it's just myself. And you see, I already did a little something. I'm actually wearing Fenty Beauty on my eyes and my face because I was like, we're paying homage today. We should be wearing her. So I decided that I wanted, because everything we're doing for the website this month, for Textured Air, for our YouTube channel, for our podcast, is themed around Black joy. And of course, we're always celebrating Black womanhood. And since Rihanna's birthday is this Saturday, I thought, what better way to celebrate her birthday than talk about just the Black excellence that she is and the Black history that she is. And so I'm so glad that we got together to talk about just how she's always raising the bar, and pushing us forward and going her way and opening space and making space for women to be able to do whatever it is that they want and chase their passions, no matter how off course it may seem that it is for them, you know?
Right.
So I love Rihanna. Obviously, in recent years, I've actually come to love her a lot more than I used to. And I think it's just because of all of the moves she's been making in the last couple years that kind of got me. And I feel like we're on the same page about that one.
Yes. Oh, yes. She's that girl we didn't know she was, but now we know.
Exactly. But now we know who she is. And I really do love that. So I want to open with when did you kind of start to become a really big fan of Rihanna, or a stan of Rihanna, as they call it?
So I've always liked the music. I've always been a fan of the music. Love pop Rihanna. One of my parents were never ever censoring things really. I know you understand why we all thought we were seeing things we shouldn't see. We see it a little too early, whatever. And one of the only moments in my life I can remember my mom being like, no, was when I must, however old you were when Rude Boy came out.
Yes, it was
that was my
2009.
Shit.
Was it 2009, 2010?
I think we were young. It might have been 2009. I think it was in the 8th grade. And that was my shit. And and my mom said, I don't like you singing that. I said, oh. I wasn't even thinking about what I was saying. I was like, oh, okay.
Come on, Rude Boy,
come and give it up. I'm ready. Yeah.
And here she is, and she's performing it at the fucking Kids' Choice Awards on Nick. I said, you just constantly, girl, you've done it again.
Thank you so much.
You've done it again. I love that.
But yeah, so many good memories of driving around Delaware County where I'm from. There's nothing else to really do but drive around, but driving around blasting Rihanna.
Absolutely.
Just, I got a pixie cut when I was 14 years old, and it literally was on every time and showing them pictures of her and just being like this, cut it all off, make it look like this.
Yes.
I've always been a fan, but definitely in recent years, I'm like, oh, she's here to stay. She's one of the idols. Right.
Yeah.
We all know.
I think for me, because I didn't used to be a really huge Rihanna fan. I've always loved Rihanna, but for me, I feel like the moment when I started to stan was obviously when Fenty Beauty got released, and I was like, oh, she she's got it. And then when she released Savage X Fenty, I was like, oh, she has me all the way. Like she has me in her grip. Okay, like,
a lifestyle brand, the Fenty brand,
a lifestyle brand. When she started to release that and started to make those kinds of moves and just like shifted the beauty industry, really, I kind of started to like stand. Although I will say, and I guess we can shift into like what are our favorite songs and our favorite eras and things. I will say that the Loud era for me, life-changing. That red hair was a moment.
She was the only girl. She was the only girl in the world.
Only girl. She was
the only girl in the world. She meant that shit. Yeah. Exactly.
It was life-changing for me.
Yeah.
Although I'm gonna have to say, I think my favorite Rihanna album to this day is Rated R. I think it's her best work. I think it's so interesting because that was the year she turned 21. And she released this album and she's like showing the world, like, you know, I'm this good girl gone bad now.
Right.
Like she's like, what did she say? 6-inch walker, big shit talker. I don't want to play the victim. And she just lived up to that. It was such a definitive album in her career. I think it's her best to this day.
I agree. I really, really, really like Rated R. I really, really like Loud. I really love Talk That Talk. Watch and Learn is one of my all-time favorite Rihanna songs. And I'm not saying it's like her best album. Like there's a lot of the like annoying ones that we heard all the time. I think it's like We Found Love on there, you know, like it's fine. I'm not mad at it. But Watch and Learn is it's just like Island, Rihanna, pop. It like gives me Rude Boy, but now we're older. It's just so cute and fun.
Oh my God. Listen, I don't think I wasn't a big Talk That Talk fan. I love all the album covers. Stan, she just does it like no other.
Can we just address too that like it was like album after album after she churned out like
so many
12 albums.
So many
in like 7 years.
And then she's like going on tour like every fucking year. And now people are like complaining like, oh, we haven't had a Rihanna album in 5 years. There are like 8 of them. Go listen to any of them.
Go back and give those the respect they deserve. Because I have a feeling that not everybody would. Because there was just so much of it so quickly.
Yeah.
Go revisit that. Everybody, go revisit Rihanna's discography instead of complaining about the lack of music right now.
And I know we have like similar opinions on her last album, Anti, which
yes, we do.
Are unpopular opinions.
1000%, very unpopular.
I'll admit that, but hey, great ideas are not respected in their time. So I am comfortable being on the side that I don't think Anti is the girl that y'all think she is. I think Rated R is that girl that y'all think she might be.
Anti, I always go through and just like it could be 3 or 4 songs shorter.
Yeah, I definitely.
It could be 3 or 4 songs shorter. It doesn't flow the way the rest of the albums do. It does not flow the way the rest of the albums do. And I think at the time it came out, we were starved for Rihanna music.
Right. And so it's like, but I feel like there was so much potential there for it to go in a different direction than I thought, and it ended up going. And so I was kind of like, oh, okay. Like these are good, but it's singles, you know, and they always call her a singles girl. And I feel like that didn't disprove that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it disproved it in the way that, you know, she maybe wanted it to. But I think Anti was a really big turning point in her career, because I think this is like that point when Rihanna kind of started to like take control, like everything, she has everything by the reins now.
Totally.
Always. But she was like, she bought her masters back. Now we have
use that. That is what you do. You have to buy those masters. I think that is one of the most beautiful things that Russell Wilson has ever done for Sierra. And I know that they have a relationship of just like beautiful things all the time, but buying her, that's a gift. That's the gift.
That is the gift. Okay. Yeah. If your nigga really loves you, he'll buy all of your music from your record label. For you to own. And it's kind of when we started to like see just a shift in her. I feel like when we talk about eras, like Rihanna is the girl we think of. because you can pinpoint every one of her distinct eras.
Yes.
With like a distinct look, a haircut, a hair color. Like she really is the it girl of.
She's a pop star.
She's a pop star. Like,
she's a pop star, and I think what's so interesting about Rihanna, and why I think, in our opinion, that Auntie like felt like a falter. I think that she kind of started in a time when music was different. Like, she's one of those artists who's had to live through like the shift of everything, and like now it's about streaming, and I'm sure Auntie is very successful on streaming. I know we're like the only two people in the world who don't think it's the best thing in the world, but I really think that's what it is. It was shifting from like, because it wasn't done in the, like, we're talking about the fact that there's eras, but I can't really pinpoint things about the Auntie era, right? Like, I don't associate it with a look. I don't associate it with.
That's the thing. There's no.
And I think maybe that's what it was. It was just like I was so used to Rihanna kind of giving us this package.
Exactly, and maybe she's trying to get away from that. You know, maybe she felt that was too gimmicky, and she's a different woman. She's in her 30s. She's in her 30s now, and she's like making different like boss moves.
Yeah.
And speaking of boss moves, let's talk about business Rihanna and this Fenty empire that won't quit.
That she's built, that we have watched be built up before our eyes.
I mean, Fenty Beauty came out the gate swinging.
Yep.
With that 40 different shades of foundation. And it isn't to say that brands like NARS and MAC Cosmetics haven't been doing that since forever. But it was different coming from a Black-owned brand. It was different coming from a small business, technically, because that's what she was when she started. Like,
when it started.
She got that backing from Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy. And then she kind of like became a real staple at that company. And this is the same place that's like houses what? Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, like all
like old fashion houses that have been around forever.
Old fashion houses. And then there's this young Black woman, this young Black immigrant woman who just came in and shook shit up. And it's like everybody after that was on notice. Like every brand was like, we're expanding our shade range now.
Oh yeah, when people have been asking for years, people have been asking and complaining for years, for sure.
And all Rihanna had to do was do it. And then there was the whole thing where Victoria's Secret came out and said, well, we don't like fat people. We don't like trans people. We like skinny white models at our show. And then Rihanna did what? She came out with Savage X Fenty and then outsold. And now Victoria's Secret, the fashion show is no more. It doesn't even happen.
Nobody cares.
No one's looking forward to it. What we look forward to every year is the Savage X Fenty fashion show. What we want to be a part of is the Savage X Fenty fashion show because she was able to meld so many different things.
Right. And how many people, when the Victoria's Secret fashion show was coming on TV, was then going immediately to go out and buy the shit? Nobody.
Never.
I think it was Angel Wings any fucking where. Like, people see the shit and go out and buy. Like,
exactly.
What I love about business Rihanna is that her hands are so very obviously in every single thing, because it's not necessarily new for a celebrity to have a line of this or a fragrance or a fashion. It's just so very obviously from her. The choices are being made by her. It's all the stuff is stuff that she would 1000% wear, and it's just so cool to see.
And doesn't that make you feel closer to her? You're like, I bet you Rihanna would like these crotchless panties.
I know what Rihanna likes. Like, I feel it does make me feel good that I can go look in a store and go, Rihanna would like that.
Rihanna would like this. Rihanna would wear this. She would respect me for wearing this. Who the fuck else has everybody going out to buy fucking $300 perfume because they assumed that's the perfume that she wears? Now watch next year Rihanna comes out with Fenty fragrance. Mark my fucking words, y'all. She's coming out with Fenty fragrance. I already know it. I bet you there's gonna be Fenty hair care. There's gonna be Fenty furniture. There's gonna be Fenty.
I think because wasn't there already something about the Fenty furniture? Like there's something interior design stuff happening.
I heard it was a rumor. I don't know that it's confirmed. I hope it is, because boy, do we want it. Boy, do we want it, and boy, do we need it. But one thing I really will say I wasn't like super on board with was actually Fenty Mason, like her actual like high fashion brand that's now like obviously paused. A lot of people thought that it's like shuttered, but actually they're just pausing it because
they're just on pause.
You can't do it. I will say it didn't really have a very clear identity to me for Rihanna. And I don't know if that's because she was just experimenting and she's so new at like this part of it. But for me, there was some pieces that I was like, ooh, I love that. Ooh, I love that. But there wasn't a very clear like brand identity for the Fenty Mason line for me. And so I was like, that's so interesting because like obviously I don't care about the price. Like it's a luxury fashion brand. It's supposed to be expensive. Nobody's complaining about Prada charging this or that, or even like these other brands charging whatever, because they wouldn't. I just think it didn't. I wish that, like I felt like it was starting to find its footing, and then
like I felt like every time I would see something new or a new collection of things, the aesthetic was seeming a lot more clear.
Yeah.
And I love the shapes. I love the shapes of the clothes so much.
Yes.
Because it's I just think she's fucking busy. That like, I mean, it just goes back to what we were just saying. Like, she has her hands in all of this stuff for real. Like, she's only one human, and I know there's a team of people, but she can't. It all happened kind of at once. It was like, here's the makeup, here's the panties, here's the couture line. Like, it's a lot.
And now there's Fenty Skin,
and we got to go where the money resides, right?
Exactly.
It's the makeup and the panties.
And if anybody knows how to do that, it's Rihanna. She's gonna go where the money resides. She's taught us all. I think she's taught like a really great lesson of like not letting people bully her into releasing music when she's like, I'm not ready to do it. And when I'm ready to do it, it'll be on my own terms, and it'll be. And it's not like y'all not gonna listen to it. It's not like y'all not gonna listen to it when I release.
Rihanna doesn't owe us anything.
And she doesn't. She doesn't because she's given us so much. And speaking of how much she has given us, like I said, Miss Rihanna is an it girl. Like by definition, she is an it girl.
I can't think of anything that she has not done besides like sports. But like
there was that Puma. She had remember Puma Fenty.
Well, I mean, but like actually, like I'm saying, like she's been in movies.
Exactly.
And whether you think she's good in them or not, beside the point, she's been in them. She's been in movies. She has all the albums. She's done so much. She's sending the girl. Isn't she sending the girls to school?
Exactly.
All over the country, all over the world.
Her foundation.
Thank you.
Such amazing work, and I think it just goes to show like how like unlimited the things that we can do, and I think she's setting such a good example for Black women, for Black girls of all like shapes and sizes, the way she's like embraced her body changing, and she started like fighting for body diversity and all types of diversity for disabled people, for people like all different types of shapes and colors and genders and everything like that. And you really start to see her, and you can see her learning and growing and becoming more of an activist, and I respect that, because that is the kind of thing that happens with age, sometimes.
But Rihanna is so good at using social media in a way that a lot of celebrities just fucking suck at it. She goes on there and she doesn't preach at us ever. She doesn't try to pretend she's one of us.
She knows she's not a commoner.
Right. And she never posted like a workout video or got to be like, this is my routine, like, and any of that shit. Just the outfits, just remember back in the day when you could go on Twitter on any given day and Rihanna would just be talking back at whoever, didn't care who it was, common person, famous human. It's like she feels like one of us, but also I would never be so bold as to say that she was one of us.
I would never assume. So I really want to end this off with, I think, something that both Camille and I'm excited to see what you have, and I wonder if we have any in common. We decided we were gonna end this by talking about our top 3 favorite Rihanna looks of all time. Now I know This is difficult, and it was quite difficult for me. I spent all day yesterday doing this.
I don't even know if I've actually done the assignment. Like, it was so hard for me.
I would say let's go back and forth. So we'll go back and forth, and I'll let you go first. So give me one first.
Okay. So I will say that I like street style Rihanna.
Yes.
Like, that's what gets me more excited more than some like the carpet.
So much.
And one of my very first looks is.
Oh yes, the pixie cut.
Right, the pixie cut. So this is not like her first short hair moment. The short hair first happened in like 2008, 2009. And this look I picked at first, not even for the dress, but the more I look at the fucking dress, it's gorgeous. It's Adam Selman who like is behind so many of her looks.
Yes.
But this hair, I don't know if people remember, but this is all people talked about the next day. It was like, Rihanna's got this short hair now. Rihanna's got this short. My camera roll was just full of photos of her head from different angles. And I said, this is what I want. Cut it all off and make it look like that.
It's so perfectly fitted to her face. Like, there isn't a color she can't wear. There isn't like the red lip. It's so simple. It's such a simple but glorious look.
And then I wish I got a picture of the back of the dress. The back is like an open back, and it's like tied. Oh, it's so.
Remember the VMAs that year? I remember
VMAs, and that haircut was just. So everything for me. And then I would go ask for these haircuts and then be pissed when I didn't look like Rihanna after.
Of course.
I said, what do you mean 15-year-old me who looks like a potato does not now look like Rihanna? I got the haircut. And I remember actually crying when I got the haircut. And now I look back at pictures and I'm like, I was so cute. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure. You always hate it.
So fucking
cute.
I'm
going to share. I feel like you already know like the ones I'm going to talk about. So my first one, and you probably could have guessed this, it is the pink tulle John Bautista Valley dress.
Ooh, a dream.
From the 2015 Grammys. I think it's so different than what like Rihanna usually wears. It's a different like silhouette, but she looked like a goddamn dream. Her hair is like pushed back. It's so simple, but it's just so grand. And I think it's also so fitting to her. And I think that's when we can kind of start to see like a shift, you know, in like her looks and in the silhouettes that she's doing and things like that. Like her body's changing and she's like going with it. But I think that's like a perfect moment. If I could wear that dress, I would. So that is that's one of mine.
Yeah, she looks like she belongs on top of a cake or something. She looks like such a pretty. It's very much like bad girl going good again for the night. Like, it's so cute. It's so cute.
I loved it. I was obsessed with it. Love that dress. Okay, your turn again.
Okay, so this one, I'll share my screen again because I think this one is a little more random.
You can share your screen. I'm just gonna have to insert mine.
So this look is, I feel like we don't talk about it a lot, but it's, you know me, this is like very much
absolutely
how I want to look all the time. So she's got on this like Marnie, like almost house dress looking dress.
A Versace choker?
This fucking Versace choker. If there was one thing that I used to be good for, it was wearing something big and chunky and obnoxious, just like across my neck, just to the tightest, the tightest rung for no reason. I said, if I'm not choking, then I'm not really wearing this choker.
Yes, it's not fashion if you're not choking.
And one of my favorite things about Rihanna is the styling. Like, it's always less about the clothes for me and just more what she, like everything down to the purple lipstick.
Yes.
It's just
a choice.
Every piece of it was thought out. It's always so intentional. And I just love I just could look at this all day. The way she did her hair and it's like messy with the very like grunge. It's like very like 1990s, like Seattle grunge, like just good. She just thinks about all the details.
And I love a colored, like bold lipstick on her because I think she wears that
me as well. Yeah.
So well. Okay. So my next one is actually, so it's this green Versace like fur coat.
The fur coat and the glasses.
And the glasses that she's wearing. I think she did a performance that night on some award show. It was 2015. Mm-hmm. But honey, she wore the fuck out of that green. Like she just does colors better than most. And I thought it was so beautiful. It was such a high, low kind of like mix. She has these boots that come all the way up to her thighs. And they're also green. I don't know what the boots were, but I love that green coat and that black dress. It's so tight, so sleek, so
the hair. The like mullet almost. It was
like wavy too. So fucking good. I loved it so much.
I think we both just picked looks that are very us.
It's because it's so me. That's exactly the way that I would dress. I would totally wear that.
Anyway, those boots, you love a good thigh high boot. Yes, a patent leather. Yes.
It's my jam. So I love it. I was super into it. I love the glasses too. I love big chunky glasses, especially on like a person with like a small face and a small head, because I think it looks so cute. You're like a little.
She's great at shapes and like big and what should be big and what should be small in the outfit. So she's so good.
Love it.
Yeah, love that one as well. Let me see. Oh, I cheated. There's like 5 looks here. The next one I'll say, it's her at like the British Fashion Awards where she looks like fucking Cinderella, and she has like her hair braided straight back.
Oh, I know the look. I know the one. And this is she's wearing Fenty, right?
She is I believe she is wearing her. This is Rihanna in Fenty.
Yes.
And she just looks like a princess.
Yes. She looks so good.
She looks like what Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella would look like today if it was made in 20 whatever with Rihanna as Cinderella. Like it just looks so beautiful.
I love it when she starts to wear her hair in braids more. Like as of the recent years, she's wearing a lot more braids, and I think she's like wearing them so well. Like she's just looking like amazing with the braids. So totally obsessed.
Yeah, and it's not even gloves. The jacket. Oh yeah, it's a glove. It's like I think it looks. It might be. I think it's this. Yeah, it's the sleeve. I see the sleeve of the jacket is puffier, so it's a glove, and then the jacket is like tulle.
Wow.
I love a glove. How dramatic! I love that.
Because we love drama.
Love drama here all the time.
So then my third look is actually her Stella McCartney look at the 2014. No, it's the red and it's the black one. At the 2014 Paris Fashion Week, Stella McCartney. I think it's red also. Let me pull it up. But I'll find it and I'll insert it. But I love that look. Edgy, but also couture and also high fashion, and I feel like she just like blends all of that so perfectly, and I love her and I respect her for that.
I love that hair with this dress. That's exactly what you do with it. I love that it's not up because I think it would have been like not the right look, but I love that it's up off her face.
Yes,
so good. It's another Jean-Baptiste Valli. That must be your.
Maybe it is. I do love drama. I do love drama. So totally I was obsessed with it.
You love Italy. You love the you do.
I love Italy. I love drama. So
there's a few here that I really like. I feel like we must just mention the Swarovski crystals of it all.
You can't.
Rihanna at the CFDA Awards wearing another look by Adam Selman.
Yes.
What I love about it the most is how good she obviously. Rihanna was on her worst behavior that night. The way that you should be if that's how you look. Like, do my tits bother you? They're covered in Swarovski crystals, girl. How do you argue with that?
You can't.
And just again, the styling is impeccable. You have the fur, and then you have like the fur stole, and then you have this like. Not even like short little do-rag and just all of these crystals laying perfectly on her body.
Wow, it was that.
She's got the best tits in the game. She's got some of the best tits in the game.
It's gonna go down in history. That dress. fashion history. They should put that in the Met.
Oh yeah, it needs to end up in somebody's music. I truly believe it ends up. I hope it ends up in the right hands one day.
The last time I went to the Met, they did have her last costume there from 2018.
The like yellow.
Mm-hmm. No, from 2018 with the Pope crown and the
Heavenly Bodies. Yes, so good.
They also had the Comme des Garçons one from the previous year in there too, and I love some Comme des Garçons now.
Yeah, the makeup with that was so pretty.
Impeccable.
She just gets it. Like she just never lets the clothes wear her.
Yes.
She always has the right attitude and the right mood for it. Yes. I love that there was a period of time where you could just see her stepping out in like these designer clothes with a drink in her hand, like leaving the like Rihanna. We'll get into it about like where we think she's going next. But
yes.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, that's all my looks, and that's what I have. But so then, where do we think? Like, what is she up to? What is she going to get into next? What industry is she going to take over? Because I fully believe this Fenty furniture line is happening.
Yeah.
I wonder how she's going to get back into music. That's my question. Like, is she?
I know it. Unpopular opinion. If she never did again, not that I wouldn't miss it.
I would be okay.
I wouldn't be throwing a fit. I just think she's taking over. Like, let this Black woman take over the world. Let her do what she wants to do and stop asking her to do something for us. Like, I just love seeing her ignore us and do what the fuck she wants to do, building these businesses, changing. She really is doing a ton for changing, who people think it's acceptable to see, like in lingerie. Like the fact that the Fenty show is the event that it is every year, and it really got us all going on Amazon Prime. It's like watching this shit
on Amazon Prime. I've never done that in my life.
Yeah, I think the fashion line. I think the Maison line is like tabled for now, but I think she's working on that, and that it's gonna, when it comes back, it's gonna just be so fucking strong.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping for, because I love Rihanna, the fashion girl.
I think it's gonna come back too strong. Yeah. I'm excited to see how she gets back into music. I definitely think when she does, it's going to be more her roots. It's gonna be more like back to Barbados, and like, it's gonna be a lot of dance hall. I feel it's gonna be very dance hall heavy, very R&B heavy. I don't see her foraying back into like the super pop EDM world anymore. I think
I hope that we don't. I hope that we as a people don't.
I will actively campaign against it.
Go back into the EDM world. Exactly. Absolutely not.
We made it out barely alive.
You know what I think would be a move that is on brand for her, at least? Getting into the cannabis business.
That's what I think she's gonna do.
But I think that Rihanna's really not an idiot, and obviously stands for things. Yeah. And I think until it's like, with all these people still locked up for these drug events, I see
her combining it with that.
Exactly. I could see her doing it in a way that's helpful and considerate of that and wonderful. And it would be on brand.
Absolutely. I absolutely think we're going to get Fenty cannabis and Fenty wine sooner rather than later. Yeah. She's probably got a vineyard back in Barbados that she's growing the grapes in right now.
Yes.
And they're like, would you like to taste Rihanna's feet? Because she stomped these personally.
And
it sells out in seconds. 30 seconds, it's gone. All the wine. Wow. Yeah. So obviously we here at Textured Air love Rihanna, the businesswoman, love Rihanna, the fashion icon, love Rihanna, the musician. We just love a Black woman being able to do whatever the fuck she wants in whatever way she chooses. And you can see her hand, and you can see her hand in everything that she puts her mind to. And so we love it, and happy birthday to her, and we can't wait to see how you take over the world in 2021.
Happy birthday, Rihanna. Thank you for everything.
Happy birthday. Thank you for everything. All right. Well, bye.